welcome to another episode of Without Having Kicked the Ball. And this episode is a special one as we're basically just looking back at all the big stories in the FA Cup as there was no Premier League games. And so I'll hand you over to your host for tonight's show, Mr. Sam Taylor.
Thank you. Yes, the terrible twos are back. Me and Will on our own. Ben is unavailable for uni commitments, and Jordan has gone back to work. So we are back to pretty much how we started the season, but with a very, very different episode today. I can't remember the last time, if at all, we've done an FA Cup special. So on the show in its previous guises. So yeah, really looking forward to it as the new year fireworks were definitely on display in the FA Cup.
Yes,
the oldest cup competition in the world, but the professional anyway. But yeah, looking forward to going through with it. Will, have you come down off the ceiling after the FA Cup results of the weekend, ready to go through them?
Oh, yes, mate, yep.
Right. Well, there's probably only one place to start, and there is only one place to start, and that is at the leasing.com stadium, where sixth tier semi-professional Macclesfield AFC, as they are now called, faced off against Oliver Glasner's silky, high-flying Crystal Palace of the Premier League, the holders, no less, of the FA Cup, after completing their miracle story in 2025.
Yeah.
But their defence of the title was never going to be easy against a non-league Macclesfield.
Yeah.
However, as Macclesfield play semi-professional, you were thinking fitness they might struggle with. They might struggle to compete for the whole game. The quality might show, as Palace had players like Guehi, Pino, they had Benitez, they had other Wharton, so proper first-team players in the team. And you thought, well, if Palace apply themselves properly, it should be a relatively comfortable win. Well, on this day, it was anything but, because last Saturday, the Silkmen were the ones that produced the silky performance, and they stunned the holders in the first half with a brilliant free kick that was driven in and headed in by Dawson with his head, who seconds earlier had been getting his bandage round his head redone, and then he planted his header past Benitez, who was helpless to do anything about it, to give the Silkmen a dream start and a dream first half, 1-0 at half-time. Would normal service be resumed as the Premier League club would start to dominate? Not at all. The Silkmen, Macclesfield, got stronger and stronger, and Palace looked in complete shock as they then went on and scored another after a deft flick finish, improvised finish from Buckley Ricketts to send a ricket through Crystal Palace and give the Silkmen a dreamland 2-0 lead, and despite a stunning free kick from Yeremy Pino on his first FA Cup start, it was not enough. Macclesfield, under the guidance of John Rooney,
Brother was
completed, brother of Wayne Rooney, completed one of the most incredible, if not the most incredible moment in FA Cup history, as sixth tier Macclesfield beat the holders to dump them out of the FA Cup. And as for John Rooney, so often in the shadows of his brother Wayne, well, it was his time to shine, because the sun was well and truly shining on the Silkmen, who, up until 4.5 years ago, the club Macclesfield Town was liquidised, leaving the fans with no club. Just before Robbie Savage and Rob Smethurst brought the club, well, under the guidance of Smethurst, who became the owner, and he brought the club on Rightmove for £1.
Did he really? Wow.
He did, yes. So out of the ashes, he brought the stadium, kept the stadium, and out of the ashes rose Macclesfield AFC, who a couple of years ago, only 2 or 3 years ago, were playing Winsford United, and now we're locking horns in the third round of the FA Cup against the holders Crystal Palace, which in itself was an amazing story, but they did the impossible.
Yeah.
Dare to dream, people, in whatever walk of life. Dare to dream. And just what a story. Walt Disney, if he gave him the story of Macclesfield, would have said, nah, not doing it. Leicester and Nottingham Forest, they don't have a patch on this one day of Macclesfield AFC, and good on them. What a story. The magic of the cup is alive. It's the best competition in the world. I don't care. Give me that over Champions League glory any day. What a story. Something to tell the grandkids. And just your reaction, Will, to what is it's just colossal.
Oh my goodness me. Well, when the goals went in, you could hear the roar of the Macclesfield crowd, and it gives you goosebumps. It's was genuinely just extraordinary scenes. And when everyone came onto the pitch at the end, which obviously you're not supposed to, but the emotion of the moment, it's extraordinary.
Can you blame them? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't blame them. I still think it's funny though that he bought it on Rightmove. That really has made me chuckle. Yeah.
Yeah, for £1.
Yeah. Oh my
Unbelievable.
goodness.
So, but it just shows, and obviously Robbie Savage has moved on. He was the manager. I think he still has his shares in Macclesfield, as far as I know. But he moved on as manager to Forest Green at the start of the season. And for John Rooney, in the shadow of his brother Wayne for so long, and also his first ever job in management, 14th in National League North, and they go and beat the European Conference, UEFA Conference favourites, Crystal Palace. an
previous FA Cup winners as
unbelievable
well. Yeah.
achievement. And just to, John Rooney this time last year was playing for Newcastle, for Macclesfield. So his
Okay.
rise.
Oh wow, goodness me. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and just your overall emotions. Well, I know over the last few years you don't watch as much football as you used to, but that goes
Yeah,
beyond
I don't
football.
watch live football, but I watch highlights. Yeah.
That goes beyond football. That though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
No,
as soon as you heard the crowd cheer when the goals came in, I hadn't heard noise like it. It's pretty extraordinary.
yeah, unbelievable. We will go through the draw a little bit later on
Yes.
to
Yeah.
to see who Macclesfield will be facing. We won't give that away. Just quickly on Crystal Palace news this week. No, probably not the most surprising that Oliver Glasner will leave at the end of the season. Probably Crystal Palace, despite this result, greatest manager of all
Oh, well, he
time.
said he told Steve Parish in October during the international break. So yeah, it's nothing to do with this result at all. The transfer window, he said. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And news that Captain Mark Gahey, who's been the ultimate professional, is edging, which I'm quite surprised about because I think I would wait till the end of the season, but because he's out of contract, but he's edging to a £20 million, a £20 million move to Manchester City.
I also guess Palace don't want to lose him on a free, don't they? It's the last chance for
Yeah,
him
it's
to
a
get
tough
paid.
one because obviously as the captain,
Yeah.
they could keep him to the end of the season and try and go out in style with Glasner and Gahey. But yeah, suppose that's a decision that's got to be made. First time the holders have been knocked out
Yeah, I believe so.
by
Yeah, amazing.
by a team from the sixth tier or lower since 1908, I
Oh
think
my
it is.
goodness me! Wow. So you think
Um,
that's before World War One, World War Two,
yeah,
the depression in the 20s and stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Goodness me.
and it's the biggest gap there's ever been between a side that's beaten another side in terms of places,
Oh,
league
amazing.
places.
That's amazing.
So some stats for you there. Well, I think you'll probably want some more FA Cup magic. So on that note, shall we leave the Silkmen to soak in their glory and move on to our next game?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah, excellent. And we go from one Hollywood story to another Hollywood
Oh, very good.
story.
I like that. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Um, as Wrexham, who of course are owned by
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds. Yeah.
Reynolds as part ownership, um, played Nottingham Forest at the racecourse. And before we get on to the result, Will, it's important to mention that Wrexham have gone through their own incredible transformation from National League 4 years ago to going 3 promotions on the bounce.
Wow.
National League, League Two, and up from League One to Championship.
Amazing.
Under the same manager, under the guidance of Phil Parkinson,
Oh, he
formerly
really
of,
done that. Yeah.
and they're very competitive in the Championship. But at their rise itself, I know they've got studied owners, I get that, but their rise has been meteoric.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that nobody has got 3 promotions on the bounce, or if they get 4 on the bounce.
Ipswich Town didn't they? I think.
Yeah, maybe. I'm pretty sure if they get 4, though, nobody's done the quadruple in a row.
Okay, yeah. But you also don't want to move too quickly, actually.
Well, maybe, but they seem to be adapting. We'll see if they get promoted. They're just outside the playoffs as we currently record in the Championship. But important to reference an amazing Hollywood story there. And owners, I know they've had success and it's easy, but they're stuck with their manager as well. When there would be a lot more, shall we say, sexier names, all due respect to Phil.
Hello, Rude Hotlet.
Oh yeah. All due respect to Phil Parkinson. As Sam Allardyce once said, if my name was Sam Allardyce, I would, people would come from all over for me, for my services. Yeah, it's a wonderful job Phil Parkinson's done. Anyway, on to the football, which is why we're here. So I will, and it finished at the racecourse, a wonderful match with lots and lots of highs and lows, a proper cup tie, you might say, at the racecourse. You might say fit for a Hollywood script as it finished. Wrexham 3, Nottingham Forest 3, and it went to extra time and penalties. I'll get you the goal scorers now, with Wrexham winning on penalties. Goals from, just give me 1 second. Oh, that's Sunday, that's why. 1 second, everyone. Slight malfunction. There we go. So it finished Wrexham 3, Nottingham Forest of the Premiership, a Premiership team playing the Championship side away. And, well, it was Wrexham who started the better with a goal from Cassie, scoring in the 37th minute. Then Ollie Rothbone scoring again in the 40th minute before Dominic Hyam scoring in the 74th minute. A last lacklustre Forest managed to find goals in the second half from 2-0 down from Igor Jesus. Callum Hudson-Odoi then scored to make it to pull it back from 3-1 to 3-2 before Callum Hudson-Odoi scored again to make it 3-all in the 89th minute, which he might have thought may have broken Wrexham hearts, but ex-Crew Alexandra Loney, who started at Crew the first season I went to the Alex Loney, and I really liked him.
I bet you must have been really, really happy.
Arthur Ocampo in the Wrexham goal produced a stunning display as Wrexham won 4-3 on penalties to knock another Premier League club out. So Nottingham Forest's dream of being FA Cup semi-finalist last season is over at the first hurdle. Not quite as big a giant killing wheel as, of course, Macclesfield, but still a giant killing wheel
Well, I
nonetheless.
saw the result on the live text. Was like, oh, blimey. Right, so that's Forest out. Wow.
Yes, and of course this was on Friday last week, so it was before the Macclesfield extraordinaire. But your view on Wrexham and just what it does for the FA Cup, having so-called lower league teams or smaller teams upsetting the big boys.
Yeah, well, I think it's amazing. I mean, it just shows you, that's why so many people love the FA Cup. The storylines that are written, and and for these teams, it mixes up a bit because when you see these games on paper, you're just like, oh, it'll be like 4-0 Forest, and then it'll be game over. But no, this is why we love the FA Cup, and and it does well. It just there's no bad sides to these little teams. It just gives them plenty of good things, really. Yeah.
And the finances as well,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is
Exactly. Yeah.
maybe not so much in the Championship, but certainly further down like
Oh yeah.
Macclesfield.
For Macclesfield. Yeah.
But and also, probably imagine in the semi-finals final it'll be all Premiership sides, but
I
the
imagine
shock,
it'll be all Premier League teams. Yeah,
but the joy this creates, in the early rounds cannot be underestimated.
yeah. Having said
Um,
that, though, obviously, Wigan Athletic upset Manchester City in the 2013, I think, FA
they
Cup.
were a Premier League club though.
Oh. Okay, yes, that is true.
They got relegated that season, but yes,
Okay.
that was one of the biggest final cup upsets when you look at the two budgets of the teams. There's some great things. If you have BT Sport or TNT
Yeah.
Sports,
It's
it's now
TNT
called.
now.
But I said BT just because most people know it as BT. There's a brilliant documentary on right now that's all about the FA Cup and the highs and lows of the cup and what it means to communities and the people. So if you have it available, do give it a watch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm sure there'll be similar things on the BBC as well.
Yeah.
Go and check them out. But yeah, an amazing day. Great to see the longevity of a manager, Phil Parkinson, bringing him up from the National League all the way up to the Championship. And yeah, they just go from strength to strength.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sean Dyche, I saw that he had a second 11 for this game and thought to give these players a chance to sort of see if they could stake their claim into being in his first 11, and clearly they failed their audition.
Yep, and you can't, you again, we talk about attitude. You've got to have the right attitude. You don't just go out and win a game before it even starts.
Yeah, absolutely,
You have to
and that's
go.
what Sean Dyche was on about as well. Yeah.
You have to, and I think sometimes, maybe again less so slightly, but it does apply for a Championship side as well. They're up for it. For Macclesfield, I know we're on about Forest right now, but taking Macclesfield, this is their cup final. This is not just their cup final. This is probably the biggest game in their history. Whether they were, whether they were Macclesfield Town or now the new Macclesfield AFC, either way, this was a massive opportunity. And the same for albeit on a slightly smaller scale, the same applies for Wrexham as well. And this is massive. And I think some of these superstars, maybe players from abroad don't understand the significance of the FA Cup and what it holds. So yeah, but I love it. I love seeing that. So brilliant, and the Hollywood story goes on for Wrexham for now, led by Hollywood itself.
Yep, you are absolutely milking that analogy.
Why not? Why not? Anyway, are we ready for our third? And of course, Wrexham fans, we will go through the cup draw on the conclusion of these results. So, are we ready for our final in-depth game of the day, Will?
Yeah, okay, mate. Yep, far away.
There's nothing else you want to say on the Wrexham?
No, I mean, it's just an amazing story. And yeah, for Forest's second 11, they're clearly, it's going to be a long time before they get another chance. So yeah, not much more to say.
And also it wonders what it could have given them a bit of relief from the league, but not to be in a relegation battle. And you imagine with Marinakis at the helm, the Nottingham Forest manager is always under pressure.
Well, I did wonder after that game whether Sean Dyche could potentially be sacked, but yeah, knowing how Marinakis is, but Marinakis. There we go. Finally got it. Knowing how ruthless he is, but Sean Dyche lives to fight another day. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see. In the next couple of years, if not this season, Wrexham for the Premier League, Will?
Well, the way they're going, I mean, going from National League to League One to League Two to League One to the Championship, then if everything keeps moving in the right direction, then yeah.
Excellent. Right. So we will move on if you're ready.
Yes, yep, absolutely.
And so our final game comes from the home of Charlton Athletic, which is a Valley, and in this London derby they took on Chelsea, of course, under new management, under a young, exciting coach who I've been talking about even before he was a coach when he was on Sky.
I mean, we're having decorations for the occasion, a cake you were celebrating with a cardboard cutout.
2018, and that is Liam Rossini. Yes, I was happy, and I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I hope he does really, really well. Has replaced Enzo Maresca in the dugout at Chelsea, but in this game, could Rossini, under quite a few changes, could Rossini start with a win? Well, the answer was emphatically yes, because it finished Charlton Athletic 1, Chelsea 5. Goal for Charlton came in the 57th minute from Lee Byrne. That was a consolation because goals from Hatto in the 45th minute plus 4 for added on time. I always hate saying that because it's technically not the 49th minute.
I always trips me up as well. Yeah, so you're not the only one.
Tosin Adarabioyo then scored in the 50th minute. Before that consolation briefly made it 2-1. Mark Gue scored in the 62nd minute. Pedro Neto scored in the 91st minute before Enzo Fernandez sealed the win with a 94th minute penalty. So, your view on this game, will Chelsea, the wider picture for Rossini, we've seen managers, and we've talked about it already, managers, not being able to rotate and necessarily have success, but Liam Rossini was able to do that. So your view on the whole picture of the game and the wider context?
I mean, obviously, very important for Rossini to get a win. This was his second game in charge, wasn't it? Because his first game was in the Premier League. This is the second.
No, it was his first game in charge. Well, because Callum, he was in the stands for the game against Fulham.
Sorry, it was the League Cup, wasn't it? That he was. No, sorry. That was this week. Never mind.
Yeah. So it was his bow, as you'd say.
Yeah. So very important for him to get a first win. When the Charlton goal went in, because I was following this on live text, as I usually do, and then watch highlights later, I thought, could we have another upset? Could Chelsea be out of the FA Cup? Which is, pretty unthinkable, but again would be an amazing story. But no, Chelsea, in the end, got the job done, and put Charlton to the sword.
They certainly did. Although, I think the golfing class showed. There's also a lot of young players at Chelsea who are fighting for their place, so I think that helps.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, there's also a new manager as well, so
so they're trying to impress him.
In their bellies as well, to wanting to impress Liam as well. So
players who maybe have been out the squad or out the team feel they might have a chance, and the fact that it's an FA Cup game, he was always likely to make changes, so chance to make a statement.
Yes.
Yeah. So and your overall thoughts on Rossini and the appointment? Well, are you a fan of it, or?
Well, I said on the last show that we did that I don't really know much about him, really. I wish him all the best, and obviously as a young English manager. The more English managers, the better, given the chance as well, sort of the next generation, and obviously it's a good start for him. Yeah, and we'll see where it can take him. I mean, imagine if, yes, this is probably unlikely, but could you imagine if he ended up winning the FA Cup? I mean, what a story that would.
Yeah, there's a chance they'll be one of the favourites, third or fourth favourites, I imagine, to win it.
Yeah, so which they probably won't, but you never know. I mean, we thought City would beat Palace, but that was not the case. Palace won, and we thought Macclesfield fans, I bet this is probably going to turn into a drinking game, and you're probably going to be all on the floor by the time we've mentioned Macclesfield so many times. But we would have thought Palace would have beaten Macclesfield, but that was not to be. So you just never know with the FA Cup. But we will see.
That is the magic of the cup. As I say, just to give a bit of background on Liam Rossini, I know we went through it the other day, but I love Liam, so I'm going to go for it. Played for, most notably, Hull and Brighton in his career. Was a Premiership player / Championship player for a large part of it. Lower Premiership. higher championship, but then hung up his boots and was on Sky for a bit. Always loved his analysis. Thought he just got shape and formation and was engaging, and I thought this guy could be a really good coach. Unbeknown to me, he was doing his coaching badges already done them, and the opportunity then came up at Derby to be Wayne Rooney's assistant coach. Derby were going through a really difficult time with financially, had a lot of young players and weren't getting paid, had points, were you alright, Will?
Yeah, sorry, water's just gone down the wrong way.
That's alright. Choking live on air, people. Choking here. That'll be in the recording afterwards. Will's just had a taste of Sam Aladishi. Anyway, anyway, so yeah, then got the opportunity to go in Derby. They had a points deduction, and while Wayne Rooney was the official manager, apparently lots of the coaching was done by Liam Rossini. He was the driving force behind it. Then at the end of the season, I think that was in 2021, they got relegated to League One, and Rooney left despite getting enough points that if they hadn't got the deduction, they would have survived. Anyway, they were relegated. Rooney then left. Rossini took over for a bit before, strangely, they were just outside or inside the playoffs, I think. And the following season, when Rossini was sacked and replaced by Paul Warne, who did guide Derby eventually up to the Championship, but then lost his job and is now managing in League Two. How things can turn around. Anyway, Liam Rossini then got a Championship job at Hull City, where he was also very fondly remembered as a player, leading them to, I think, mid-table in his second half of his first season, or at the end of his first season, and then in his first full season led them to a seventh place finish just outside the playoffs, and then got sacked very unfairly, I think, because Hull then went on and finished 20th or 21st, just outside the relegation zone the following season. So that backfired. Then he went just as part of the Blue Co ownership to Strasbourg, finishing seventh last season. And of course, they are owned by the same owners that own Chelsea. So when Enzo Maresca was dismissed, they then went and got Liam from Strasbourg. So I really hope he does well. Really like him, like the way he tries to play his football. But time will tell. I did like as well, Will. Did you see in his press conference, his first press conference, he went around and shook every reporter's hand?
No,
which
I
I
didn't
thought,
see that actually.
yeah, in the press room, every single one. So I like that.
Yeah.
So good respect, but we'll see. Results, it'll all be about not the talk. Can he walk the walk in the Premier League in one of the most,
jobs ever, really.
high pressure jobs and be able to toe the line at Chelsea? The dictatorship, you might want to say. Anyway, we will see. But Chelsea booked a safe passage through to the next round of the FA Cup. So that concludes our three featured games. I will now run you through the FA Cup results from last week.
I'm alright now, Sam. I've recovered from a choking fit.
You're alright, well, that's alright. You can choke away while I do the results. Starting with Friday night, and I won't go through all the goal scorers because it'll take forever if that's
something like
that's alright with.
Cup games, so there's a lot. So yeah.
That's alright. Well, as we focused on in our second feature game, Wrexham 3 at the racecourse. Nottingham Forest 3 was the final score after the end of extra time, with Wrexham knocking out Premier League Nottingham Forest on penalties, thanks to Arthur Akopo, the Wrexham goalie, to send them into the fourth round. Preston were at home against Wigan Athletic of League One. I think they're League One, Wigan. And they lost Preston at home 1-0 at Deepdale. At Vale Park, boo, boo. It was a sorry situation as Port Vale scum beat Fleetwood Town 1-0 at the MK Dons Stadium. It finished MK Dons 1, Oxford 1, with that score remaining in extra time, and Oxford, the away side, won 4-3 on a penalty shootout there. That finishes Friday's results. Going into Saturday, we've spoken about it. Charlton 1, Chelsea 5. In an all-Premier League clash, struggling Tottenham lost to Aston Villa at home again as Spurs' home form continued to plummet. They lost 2-1 at home, or 1-2 I should say. Grimsby Town produced another great cup display as they went far in the League Cup, you might remember, knocking out Manchester United. Well, they're into the...
That's got to be one of the results, probably, in history, really.
Yeah, of the EFL Cup, and nowhere near Macclesfield's feat, but still a big one. But this is the FA Cup, and Grimsby are into the fourth round. Grimsby of League Two played Western Supermare, and of the National League, I think, or National League North, non-league anyway. Then they won Grimsby won 3-2, so the league side came out on top in a very good game. Cambridge United lost 2-3 at home against Birmingham. Bristol City handed out a lesson in an old Championship side at Championship clash at Ashton Gate. Get your words out, Sam. As Bristol City at Ashton Gate beat Watford 5-1. Stoke City at the Bet365 Stadium, I'd prefer to call it the Britannia, in another All-Championship tie, beat Coventry 1-0. Sheffield Wednesday's woes continued, but they were up against Premiership opposition, and the Championship side lost 2-0 at Hillsborough to Brentford. At St James's Park, there was another All-Premiership clash as Newcastle United faced Bournemouth. That finished a 3-3 draw, with Newcastle United winning 7-6 on penalties. Another extraordinary result, even though they are very good at making the extraordinary look ordinary. Manchester City beat Exeter City 10-1. Yes, Manchester City 10, Exeter City 1. I do feel a bit for Exeter there. I hope it doesn't knock them.
It did seem a bit cruel, really, 10-1.
Hope it doesn't knock the confidence too much. Ipswich Town, but a great result by City and a way of showing that you if you're in the right frame of mind, your quality can show. Ipswich Town at Portman Road beat Blackpool 2-1. Premiership face Championship as Fulham faced Middlesbrough at Craven Cottage, and it finished Fulham 3, Middlesbrough 1. Doncaster lost to Southampton 3-2 at home. Burnley got a rare win as the Premiership side beat Millwall of the Championship 5-1. I thought that could be a really difficult game, but not to be. Boreham Wood played Burton Albion as non-league met the League Two side, and Burton Albion won 5-0. So around there. Wolves, who have picked up under Rob Edwards recently, still think that they would struggle to be in the Premiership next year, but they've picked up very well. And they got a morale-boosting win 6-1 at Molineux against Shrewsbury, depending on what side of the river you live on, the River Severn.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, that's your catchphrase. It felt empty when Jordan did that and didn't do that bit.
Yeah. Anyway, at the Leasing.com Stadium, probably the biggest FA Cup shock of certainly modern times, if not all time, as Macclesfield, I nearly said Macclesfield Town, Macclesfield AFC, who have risen from the ashes, beat Crystal Palace, the holders 2-1, 5 tiers between them. Unbelievable, and the biggest gulf there's ever been for a winner. Anyway, in terms of league places, Everton at the Bramley Moor Dock Stadium. I'm quite happy I didn't say Goodison Park, I nearly did, but that's the best. So Everton played at the Bramley Moor Dock Stadium in the FA Cup for the very first time, and they lost to Sunderland. It finished 1-1, but Sunderland won 3-0 on penalties, so that means that Everton did not score a single penalty.
Oh, by the
so
way,
3-0.
sorry, just before you continue, did you read about the it's rumoured that Everton were going to move back to Goodison Park just until the end of the season to try and sort of get some goodwill back?
Really?
Yeah. Well, I read about it. I mean, it may be bullshit, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Not sure about that. I think you got to adapt. The ladies are at Goodison Park anyway now.
Well, yeah, I thought it'd be pretty unlikely, but yeah, it was a rumour going round, yeah, but.
All right, I'll have to have a look at that. No, maybe we can discuss that on the next show. I didn't know that. That's interesting. A bit weird though.
Well, yeah,
anyway,
it is, I agree. Anyway, carry on.
Cheltenham Town lost 2-0 at home to Leicester City. On Sunday, it finished Manchester United 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 2 at the Theatre of Nightmares, no longer the Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford. As United's struggles continued, West Ham got a very morale-boosting win on the week that Luca Paqueta has told West Ham he does want to leave. They won at the London Stadium 2-1 in a London derby against QPR.
Yeah, I was thinking because if they went out, that would have been Nuno out of a job. But looks like he's clinging on just for now.
Yeah, live to fight another day like that Daishi. So moving on from the London Stadium, it finished Swansea City 2, West Bromwich Albion 2 at the Swansea.com Stadium, I think it's called now, formerly the Liberty Stadium.
Swansea.
And West Brom won 6-5 on penalties, so good as they've just got
another great game then.
Just as they've got a new manager coming in Eric Ramsey. I think that's his name.
It is, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know too much about him, but I'm sure our EFL guru will enlighten us. Yes. Anyway, wonder if it's related to Gordon Ramsay. Anyway,
I don't think so.
Hopefully, he does well. Anyway, the Bramall Lane, it finished Sheffield United in the Championship 3, Mansfield Town of League One 4.
I was following that game on live text. I thought, wow, that's a shock. Sheffield United going out.
Yeah, they've not been in great form this season, but to lose 3-4 at home, not good for Chris Wilder's men.
But a good result in terms of, the magic of the cup.
Yeah. Philip Clement, formerly of
Is it not Philippe?
Rangers.
Philippe, I would imagine.
Sorry?
I would imagine his name is Philippe, I think.
Yeah, Philippe. Sorry, I said Philip. Philippe Clement, formerly of Rangers, is now Norwich manager, and at Carrow Road they ran out 5-1 winners against League Two promotion chasers Walsall. In a first goalless draw that we've had in the FA Cup third round, Hull City 0, Blackburn Rovers 0 in an all-championship clash, with the home side Hull winning 4-3 on penalties. In a battle of a League One side against the Premier League leaders Arsenal, it finished Peterborough 1, Arsenal 4, so no shock there. And our final game for Sunday, it finished Derby County 1 of the Championship, Leeds United of the Premier League, who have done much better recently, 3.
Yeah.
And one game on Monday night for you. It finished the Premier League champions Liverpool 4, Barnsley of League One, I want to say these days 1. Might be Championship, but they always alternate. I think they are League One. 1, so Liverpool 4 at Anfield, Barnsley 1. So that concludes a wonderful FA Cup. Some great ties there, Will, as we've discussed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, brilliant. And hopefully for the next round of the FA Cup, there'll be some other great games with lots of goals in them.
Absolutely. Oh, and there is another third round tie. I do apologise that I've missed out. For some reason, it didn't take place on the weekend of the other ones. Salford City.
I wonder if that's because maybe the snow, that caused.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Salford City will face Swindon Town, and that is a 7:45 kickoff, 19:45 on Tuesday, the 20th of January.
Right, okay.
So that game will conclude the third rounders. So moving on to the fourth round draw, and let's hope it's as exciting as the third round was, Will. And we start at the Emirates. All these ties will be played on the weekend of the Saturday the 14th of
February.
February, yeah, Valentine's Day. Will the love be felt again? Who will have their cards through to the fifth round, and who will be left empty-handed? We will see. Anyway, Arsenal will face Wigan Athletic at the Emirates as the Premier League leaders face Wigan Athletic of League One, a former winner of the FA Cup, of course, both those sides.
Yep.
Aston Villa will play in an all Premier League clash at Villa Park against Newcastle United. Birmingham at St Andrews of the Championship will host Daniel Farke's high-flying Leeds.
Yep.
Burnley at Turf Moor will face off against Mansfield of Burnley of the Premier League and Mansfield of League One. Burton Albion of League One will face Premier League West Ham United at home. Grimsby Town of League Two will be at home to Premier League side Wolverhampton Wanderers. Hull City of the Championship will face off against Chelsea. Of course, that is a synonymous game for Ryan Mason's head injury that ended his career, unfortunately. Liverpool will play at Anfield against Brighton in an all-Premier League clash. Macclesfield of National League North will be at home against Premier League opposition again, this time in the form and the shape of Brentford. Manchester City will be at home for either Swindon or Salford, who play on the 20th of January, as mentioned, in their third round tie. What opportunities for one of those two sides to play Manchester City away. Norwich City will of the Championship will face West Bromwich Albion of also the Championship, so an all Championship clash there. Oxford United of the Championship will face Premier League New Boys Sunderland at home. The Vale Scum will be at home to Bristol City. So that's the Vale Scum of League One, but only just League One. They're going to get relegated against Bristol City of the Championship. Come on, Bristol, at City Vale Park. So don't know why you'd want to go there. In an all Championship clash, Southampton will host Leicester in the battle of the two relegated sides last season. Stoke of the Championship will play at home against Marcus Silva's Fulham. And to round off, at the racecourse in an all Championship tie, Wrexham will face Ipswich Town. And all those games are at 3 o'clock on the Saturday.
Right, yeah.
Unbelievably, there's none left over that's very strange, to the Sunday. So they're all taking place on Saturday the 14th of February, and they're all at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, that made my life easier. Yeah, so a good draw that. Well, what games catch your eye on that list?
Well, I think Aston Villa v Newcastle, isn't it? That's one of the games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is going to be
Premier League tie.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. I think there's going to be lots of goals in that, and I think it's going to be one that's going to go to extra time and penalties. And I think Liverpool v Brighton as well. That is again going to be a good game. Yeah. And can Macclesfield pull off another upset by knocking out Brentford? Yeah, we will see.
We will, yes, we absolutely will see. But that concludes the FA Cup special, or at least the FA Cup part of the special. Now we are going to go through what games there were in League One and League Two. Of course, for those games, there were those teams that weren't in the FA Cup over last weekend. So let's go. No Premier League games, of course.
No Championship as well this week.
No Championship as well. Yeah, be interesting. And some interesting ties there, and interesting that they're all taking place at on the same day.
Yeah.
Okay, the question is, can they feel the love tonight?
Maybe. Yeah, we will see.
Or on Valentine's Day night, I should say. Right, let me just get these games up that we have and make sure I've got the right ones.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not gonna do Tuesday night ones. I'll do Saturday, the 17th of January.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. No, Saturday the 17th of January hasn't happened yet. I do apologize.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's the 16th as of time of recording. Yeah.
I'm in the.
Unless you have the TARDIS.
Yeah. Clearly. Right. Okay. So let me go down the list.
Clearly, Sammy Shootigatwa's replacement as the Doctor.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll be getting replaced with the way I'm going. Right. So we'll go for Saturday, the 10th of January, Sunday. Yep. So Saturday, the 10th of January in League One. So Luton Town 2, Stevenage 1, Stockport County 1, Huddersfield Town 0, Bradford City v Rotherham postponed because of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Burton Albion v Doncaster postponed. Leyton Orient 1, High Flying Cardiff City 1, Mansfield Town v Reading postponed.
Yeah.
Peterborough United 3, but Bolton 1. That was not postponed.
Yeah, but I thought they were playing Arsenal, weren't they? Peterborough.
No, it wasn't Peterborough.
No, sorry, no, that was oh God, who did Arsenal play?
But anyway, that concludes the League One results. League Two, we are on Saturday the 10th of January.
Yep.
And Accrington Stanley v Barnet was postponed.
Okay.
Presumably some of these are because of the weather as well.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah.
Chesterfield v Colchester United postponed. Crewe Alexandra struggling in mid-table 1. Harrogate Town second from bottom 1. Terrible result for us. Sticking with the Northwest, Tranmere 0, Bromley who are top of the league right now, 2. And that concludes your League 2 results as well. Let me just, while you're there, Will, let me just check who Arsenal played in the FA Cup.
Right, okay, yeah.
Arsenal played Portsmouth.
Oh, Portsmouth. Oh, right, okay, right.
Yeah. Maybe I said Peterborough instead of Portsmouth. So
It could have been. Yeah.
just to clarify, in case I did do that, because I'm a bit of a numpty, in the FA Cup, it finished Portsmouth 1, at Fratton Park, Portsmouth 1, Arsenal 4 in the FA Cup. And Arsenal will play Wigan at the Emirates in the next round.
Yes,
so now we've cleared that up, and I clearly am flagging a little bit. Is there anything else you want to discuss? I think we will do a a transfer centre special.
Yeah. We'll probably do a transfer special.
I think the deadline is the 2nd of February, which is, I think it's a Monday. So we will try and schedule that in live, like we do at the end of every transfer window. Shall we, Will?
Yeah. Although we've had a few glitches in terms of when we've recently done live streams, but yeah.
We will see.
Either it'll be a live one, or we'll dedicate, or we'll do a transfer special, but just sort of pre-record it and sort of round up a general overview, as opposed instead of talking about the games. Then so yeah, it'll be one or the other. And yes,
anyway,
the 2nd of February is on a Monday.
That is for another day. A few shows to come. Join us next week as well for the next one. As Premier League, we will return to normal. We'll do our free feature Premier League games, plus all the goals and talking points from the EFL. Hopefully, we'll have our guru with us, although we can't make any promises. And yeah, we'll have all the major talking points from League One and League Two. Also, is there anything else on the show anything coming up that you want to advertise?
Well, yeah. Well, in fact, now, 2016, of course, is it's 10 years since that, and 2016, of course, marked lots of passing aways of lots of great names from the world of entertainment. So I'm going to be paying tribute to David Bowie and to Sir Terry Wogan and Prince and Ronnie Corbett and lots of great names. 2016 was a mad year for celebrity deaths. So yeah, throughout this year, I'm going to be paying tribute to some of the great names who left us 10 years ago on the first milestones of their passings.
Very good. Yes, it's always good to remember.
Yes, exactly.
Especially when people have left such a big impact.
Well, exactly. Yes.
On so many people in so many different ways.
Yes.
But yes, 2016 was a mad year. Was it 2016 that George Michael died as well?
Yes, Christmas Day of 2016. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember it was a mad time.
Yes.
Because he died just after Prince, didn't he?
Yes. Although Prince died earlier in 2016, but
yes. Yeah, but I mean it was the same year. Yeah. Amazing. 10 years already. Where does life go?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. So yeah, there's that, and well, yeah, of course, and of course I'll be doing the show with you guys. So lots of content for you this year.
Absolutely, all that to look forward to. Sounds a good one. That I like it when you pay tribute to people, and yeah, it's good to never forget.
Oh,
So
thank you. Yes, yeah.
enjoy that one with Will.
Yes.
Yes, well, if you have liked today's show, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the TubeMix YouTube channel. It is very much appreciated. As much as we enjoy doing these shows and we do it for our entertainment as much as your entertainment, having people watching and knowing you like our content is very, very important to us.
Yes, exactly.
And yes, as I always say, if you have any suggestions for the show or anything you guys want to talk about,
Yes.
let us know. And we only come up with a formula because we're the ones doing it, but we'd love to hear from you as well and what you'd like to see. So
Yeah,
please
absolutely. Yeah, love to
drop
hear from
them in
you.
the comments.
Yep.
And well, thank you very much, TubeMix, for tonight. It's been a
Thank you,
very
mate. Yeah, it's
good show.
been a good show. Yep. Really enjoyed it.
Well, that is it from Without Having Kicked a Ball on today's FA Cup special. As the Silkmen cause lightning to strike twice? Find out with us very soon. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, guys. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye bye.